Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch My Hero Academia Season 7, Episode 9. I watched this morning the Episode 8. If you want to see my reaction video about it, I'm gonna put the link into the eye, and I'm gonna put the link also for the playlist that I made for My Hero Academia in case you want to rewatch all of this anime with me from Season 1, Episode 1 to right now with all of the OVAs and all of the movies into it. Oh, and I saw that just after the end of this Season 7, we're gonna have a movie, or even during the Season 7, we're gonna have a movie also which is gonna be out in theaters. I mean, not for us in Europe, and in particular in France, but for Japan, you know, it's gonna be out during the time that the Season 7 is out. I didn't make really researches about it because I want to avoid spoilers like hell about the rest of the Season 7 that so far I didn't discover when you guys you already discovered it. And no matter what, no spoilers at all because you know it, I didn't read the manga, you know, the books, so I want to avoid spoilers. But yes, I need to remember that, you know, for the moment when this movie is gonna be out. I think that I'm gonna watch it after the Season 7, not really during it. For the chronology, you know, this movie is supposed to happen when, in fact. If you know the answer, you know, if you know that information, please respond to me, you know, into the comments so I know when I'm gonna watch it or not. And I'm gonna watch it, no matter what, but you understood me, okay? The last episode, guys, was really something. I think that we can say it like that. I knew that we would have a discussion at some point, Dabi, Shoto having a discussion, a fight, and during the fight, a discussion. We had it, but I didn't expect for that moment to be for an entire episode with a long moment, you know, of memories, of Dabi's memories, how it happened, you know, that fire, how we survived, the fact that during 3 years they took care of him and he came back, you know, really like he woke up after 3 years. He was still a kid inside, he wanted to apologize to his mom, and that it's breaking my heart in a way because I was a little mad at him for how he talked to his mom, even if I understood why, because he was just replicating what he saw with Andover. He was treating his wife like that and he was treating women like that, so clearly Dabi was just replicating that. I mean, Toya during that moment was just replicating that. So it made me mad, but I understood why, but I clearly saw how painful it was for Ray, for the mom. So for him to wake up and to directly want to come back home to apologize to his mom, it hurts, and he managed to do it by escaping from that place, by putting it on fire again. Facing his home, facing his dad who was training Shoto, he decided to in fact not come back because they didn't need him, they already moved on. Andover had Shoto, so he didn't see that he could have a place right there and all. Clearly, during that moment, he was still a kid inside and he didn't see that Shoto was suffering that training. That it makes me so sad that during that moment he was not old enough, he didn't grow up enough inside to see what was truly happening. Meaning that after that he evolved all by himself with that desire of revenge and all, when if he would have seen that, you know, maybe everything would have been different, but no. He evolved all by himself and then he joined the League of Villains and all, and really by himself, but it was clearly planned in fact since the beginning by the master who wanted to use him, his desire of revenge for his cause. And really he's saying it like that, Dabi, the fact that he could have died, and in fact he's really close, his charm that he's using, his quirk, is really close to die, but he's choosing to stay alive because he's born for that. And that it's really interesting in the sense that we know that Andover was making kids only for his own plan about creating someone, like, you know, making someone with all of what he wanted, you know, inside of that kid. And Dabi, Toya, during that moment thought that he could be that person, and he was denied that role by Andover. So for that kid, it was really like, okay, so my purpose when I was created, when I was born, it was to be that, and in fact I can't be that. So there is really no goal, no purpose behind my own existence, you know, why am I born? So he decided when he was on his own that his purpose would be to go against Andover, against his siblings, that it would be like if he can't be the hero, you know, his dad hero, he would be his dad's villain, you know, the one who would finish him. That's really something, you know, it says a lot about his psychology, his way to think, and it's awful, clearly, but it says a lot. All of the fight between these two with Shoto responding to all of that by remembering all of his own journey, the fact that he was defining himself like someone against his dad, against Andover, but it took him time and a lot of work on himself, in fact, to own his power, you know, to define truly himself for what he was, you know, who he was truly inside, that he was helped by that, by his friends who were just a safe place for him to do it, to find himself. And really right there, the fact that him, Shoto, was like, okay, what I have to do is to stop you, it's to stop Dabi, in fact Toya, my brother, and he did it, he managed to do it. And really that moment at the end with Shoto stopping Toya Dabi, it was really powerful also because you have to imagine that it's two brothers who were fighting each other, one with the intention of killing, the other one with the intention of stopping, and it's the one with the intention of stopping won, and when he's winning, they are close together, and it's the first time that these two brothers, they are physically close to each other, almost hugging, and you have Toya who is really almost like falling on Shoto's shoulder, you know, the big brother on his little brother, and all, for all of what it means also for their relationship, it means so much. So clearly the last episode was a lot, and yes, I cried. I'm not afraid to say it, yes, I cried. I'm not sure that I can handle another episode about them. Like, did it truly stop Toya for good? Or, you know, that's it, he's gonna get arrested after that moment and let's move on? Are we gonna continue this fight? I'm not sure that I'm prepared if we are continuing this fight really for a long time. I would love to move on and to go with another group, like for example Bakugo and the others against Shigaraki, or also Toga against Ochaco, because it can be also really big that moment. With Deku, who is out there flying somewhere to join his friends against Shigaraki. Like, I would like to be with another group for this episode, if it can be possible. Okay, I'm gonna stop this intro right now. Let's go for this episode. Remember that if you want to have my Patreon on which you can have these reaction videos earlier, you can have 4 episodes of advance. It's really a lot, it means 2 weeks of advance on my Patreon. You have the full opacity and the full reaction part, and it's with the level 3. The best way to support me is my Patreon, that's why I'm working hard to give you these advantages on my Patreon, to thank you for that support that you can give me right there. And it's the same, like maybe you want the advantage and because of that you're gonna support me, you know, it works. The two sides, the two senses, you understood me. Let's go for this episode. See, he fall on his little brother, like the symbolic. He's not dead! He stopped but not dead. I'm so proud. Ah yes, I forgot that that we have no walls right now. Oh, you're proud of me. Proud of them! Spread the news! Good job, girl. You're gonna make me cry again. But rather it's positive tears. I knew you would come. Midnight? That's gonna be your fight, girl. Fuck, you're now so Kirishima with her. I like so much their story, you know, continuing to evolve like that together. Okay, right there with shigaraki. Bakugo is gonna take that like, I can do it also! It's the first time that we are seeing him, I think.
実利と実害の話です。あの男は欺こうとしたのは誰一人生きてはいない。例外を生むことは許されない。オール・フォー・ワンの資格。その実利、ここより果たしてみせましょう。
こねだ？
イソップのコウモリ、青山優雅氏。メルセイ。
Wait, what? Yes, he did! His own brother. It's even more inspiring for you guys. But you can't believe it.
スイカのコス。そんなもんいるわけねえだろ。あいつは全てを持っている。生きる意味も目的も俺にないもの全て。
You were wrong, because he didn't have the right purpose in life, like, it can't be enough. Anger, you know, like. Spinner, I swear I don't hate you, like, I don't want you to fail, I don't want you to die. With Toga, I think. For me, in another world, another society, it would have been different for Spinner. Like, I would want for him to truly meet Stain. What's that? Okay. You can be proud of him.
君はトウヤ君を見ず、己の欲望をショート君に押し付け、二人の息子の人生を狂わせたんだ。
You're saying 2 and you're showing 3.
だから負けるんだぜ。ナンバーワン。
E?
明確に弱点が。
It was 5 different.
生命維持装置であるマスです。見たままおそらく外したままで活動することはできない。数で攻めるのがセオリーですが、奴に限っては個性の強奪がある。ですからナンバーワンと俺、少数最高戦力の連携で叩く。いきますよ、エンジェラさん。
Top 2. They're right to ignore you. You want to enter into their heads.
露骨だな。もっと早
Just that. Don't listen to him! Okay, that it's with the little one. Don't listen to him. Don't! Yes, don't!
死んでいたと思っていた息子と出会えたんだ。感謝してほしいな。
償いに生きると決めた人は俺のように割り切ることができない。
Talking for you also.
この人、俺がサポートするんやろや。
Also because he's you, he will... Stay calm, he said. Stay calm, he said.
君はこの距離で避けられるかな。ナガンの大隊員よ。
Ew, he has a name! You know that you can't do it. Jiro and who? Huh? And Tokoyami, you're there? Why? I'm not supposed to be. The two of you facing the master. She's so brave to tell him that! Imagine! He's the worst villain ever and she's coming, you know, like that. No, it doesn't make sense and it doesn't help. Okay. Yes, he saved you once. And you're his mentor. Oh wow, he's armed. Not considering them at all. Eh? You're gonna go for her. Jiro? You did? They both faced him. The fact that each one of them, each of the students, is an inspiration for the other ones, like... Oh, you and your irony! They're okay, they're okay, they're okay. They are hurt, in fact, and you! Oh! Things are destroyed. No, I didn't see just the trailer. I'm not watching trailers. I know. Jiro. Can it mean that she can't use her quirk at all? Like, it's coming from her and it's broken and not only she's badly hurt, so she's blood and all that, but also her ear, at least one of the Can she use her quirk on the other side at least? Can she do... Fuck. And Tokoyama is also badly hurt. And I'm not even thinking and talking about Ox right there. Oh, I'm beginning to think that one of the 4 right there is gonna die. You know, to face the master himself, the big boss, with only 4 heroes, okay, the top 2, but also 2 students, I have the impression that one of them is gonna die. That it's almost logical. And with Andover, the fact that the master managed to enter into his head so easily by talking about his kids, and clearly, well done, like it's a good way to do it, and for sure you're succeeding. It's awful. He entered into his mind, and because of that, Andover went crazy and didn't think really about what he needed to do. So for sure, he committed a mistake, and because of that, he's now right there on the floor. Like, he's gonna come back into the fight even more if he can see that the other ones are badly hurt. He's gonna feel responsible, guilty about it, so he's gonna intervene. But fuck, before that, you have these 3 badly injured and Jiro that much. Like, when they appeared, these 2, I was like, what are you doing there? Clearly, it's too dangerous for you, for 2 students. And then I was so proud of them, and in particular of Jiro, for what she said to the master. Like, you have to imagine, it's a big boss, big villain, and she's facing him and saying that to him. And I appreciate also the fact that she thinks during that moment of Midoriya and Aoyama, who faced him at some points, and she's taking that as an inspiration, you know, for what she's supposed to do. So clearly I was so proud of her during that moment, but now I'm desperate for her. And again, for one of these 4 today. We'll see, and I will see that on another day, because I'm not gonna watch the next episode right now. Okay, we had news about almost all of the fights. I'm saying that because we did not have news about Toga and Ochaco. I didn't forget. But we saw the end, truly, of the situation with Dabi, who was stopped, arrested, is still alive. He can still breathe, but is into a bad place, situation else. And there is that thing inside of him, what it is, they don't know. We don't know, it's a big question. But no matter what, Shoto, you did it. That moment with Ida was nice. The moment with all of them who are hearing the news, you know, about Shoto who defeated Dabi, all of their reactions, they are proud of him, they are glad for him. They remember that it's about 2 brothers, the importance, you know, truly for Shoto to do it himself. Bakugo's reaction about the fact, like, normal, I was expecting you to do it, like Todoroki, there is really no surprise right there. You had to do it, it would have been a surprise and a shock and a disappointment if it wouldn't have been the case. It's really all of them being proud of him and knowing what it meant for him to do it. It felt so great, they almost had me crying with that. So that they stopped right there. That part of the fight ended. For Ida, for Shoto, for all of Andover's sidekicks, they managed to have the Nomu. And we have also news about the fight at the hospital with Kirishima and Pinky. Like I said, I love that these 2, they are fighting together right there, and all of what they are saying, doing, like, I love the fact that their relationship is evolving with these 2 growing up, and they are growing up together and they are evolving together, so their relationship is evolving. I'm not shipping them together. I could, like, clearly I could. We have all of the ingredients right there for a ship, but I'm not really interested, in fact, by really a love relationship between them, because for me, their relationships as 2 kids who grew up together, who evolved together, and who are there for each other, and also really the payback of you saved me, saved you, all of that with Kirishima. Like, it's so great like that it's enough, it's clearly enough for me. So that was cool, that moment. So we have that fight. We saw a little of Shigaraki, Bakugo, and all of these ones. Aoyama also is gonna face someone. I mean, he's involved into another fight and against a villain that we never saw before with all of these flowers and all. I don't remember at all that at some point we had into the League of Villains a guy who was looking like that and who was using flowers to fight. I have no memory about that. But I'm glad that Aoyama, you know, now that he helped them to trap, to be a bet, you know, for the master, so to have all of the other villains, I'm really glad that he was useful for that, but also that just after that he's not back in jail directly, and that in fact he's going to be useful for the rest of the fights, and for that one in particular maybe. Could be great. Spinner, who is bigger now, who just heard about the fact that Dabi was stopped. I said it, it's really hard for me to be against Spinner for real life, also for Toga, because we know their backgrounds, and for me, into another life, like in another society, they would have evolved in fact so differently. Like, we have to remember that Spinner joined the League of Villains because he believed into Stain ideas, because Stain ideas at the beginning are not so bad in the sense that Stain is saying it's heroes, they have to be perfect, they can't do anything bad, and if they do something bad they have to be punished by being killed. That it's a little extreme, but you know, all of the basic thing, you know, behind it about the fact that heroes can't do anything bad. If Spinner really joined the villains, the League of Villains for that, you can be pretty sure that Stain wouldn't approve what Spinner is doing right now, and that's why in a way I want so much for Stain to meet Spinner and to tell him so, to face him and to be like, you're not one of my representatives at all, stop that. I would love it. But yes, we have him being like that, transformed like that, because he thought that he wouldn't be enough during a fight as who he is. Okay, that was a good episode to clearly go back to all of the different places, all of the different fights, to see who is against who, even if again we didn't see Toga against Ochaco and Tsu, for example. But that was pretty cool, and to also have real news about the end of the fight with Dabi and Shoto. Cool, really cool. Okay, it's all for me and for you for today, so it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Rain